Welcome back, everyone. So despite the devastating toll of COVID-19, heart disease still remains the #1 killer of both men and women. And during the pandemic, we have seen a lot of people who have skipped the emergency room, and that is not a safe option. So the American Heart Association's Heart Ball, it is one of the biggest fundraising events on the First Coast. It's in the fight against heart disease, and it's coming up in just a little more than a week. So joining us this morning to talk more about the event is the chair, Chuck Divita, the executive vice president, also CFO at GuideWell Florida Blue. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, love it. So, this is always such a big event. Everyone's all dressed up. I've worked the red carpet before. It's going to be different. It's a digital experience, but you guys have some big artists who will be performing.
We do. As you mentioned, the Heart Ball will be held virtually this year, and we've got just a great event planned. First of all, Jaguars radio announcer J.P. Shadrick will be our MC, and he's terrific. And we've got Grammy Award-winning group Lady A will provide a musical performance. We've got great auction items, as usual, to help raise money. We're also going to hear some incredible survivor stories of heart disease and hear from the First Coast American Heart Association team on ways they're impacting the health of the community on issues such as food security, where we've distributed over 17,000 pounds of food, education and support for managing blood pressure, CPR training, and so many others. So it's going to be a great night. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's so interesting going virtual because you are able to get big artists like Lady A. I'm sure she probably wouldn't have come to Jacksonville for this, so that's kind of cool that people can experience that. So I know the chair does a lot of hard work. A big part of what you do is the fundraising. So now that it's digital, how have you kind of had to reimagine that role?
Well, like most things, COVID has changed the way we've approached the Heart Ball and what's turned into be a year-round campaign. I remember my wife and I, who's co-chairing the event with me, were at the Heart Ball last year in person, sort of the last event before things shut down. We had already agreed to do it, and we were a bit uncertain how it would proceed. But it's also created some opportunities to really reimagine what we're doing. For example, normally there'd be a dinner served at the Heart Ball, and instead we're sending healthy food to some families that are needy on the First Coast. And we've had so many people and organizations step up in this key time of need, companies like Black Knight and Fidelity and One Call for Tegra, Availity, of course, Florida Blue. So we're very grateful for the support. And I do want to share that the First Coast Heart Ball will be #4 in the nation out of over 200. And we bid out some huge metro areas. So we've set a high bar and the community has really responded.
Yeah, and you're talking about fundraising, right? When you say #4?
#4.
Wow,
yes.
That's good. Congratulations. That's a lot of work, I know, on your part and your team. You all do so much in the community, like you mentioned, blood pressure checks, really trying to get people aware, raising awareness for women and also minority communities. Talk about some of those efforts and how they have changed, over the last year.
Well, and you've really highlighted those. I think what COVID has shown us, too, is really accentuated a lot of the health disparities that, we've been aware of and been working hard at. But in particular, the impact of COVID on some of our communities that have some health disparities and maybe some less access to quality health care that we'd like to see. And so, Florida Blue is all about that, as you know. And what we've really done with the Heart Association is lean into those issues and reach out to those communities in need and really make sure that we're providing the support collectively that those communities deserve and frankly is beneficial to the entire First Coast.
Yeah, let us see all those fresh vegetables getting in the hands of people. There's still time to buy tickets if you want. Not a whole lot of time for that, but there's also ways that you can support this event and the Heart Association.
Yes. I think the theme of this year's Heart Ball says it all. It's upward together. And so we're very hopeful that many of your viewers will go to heart.org/First Coast and find ways to get involved in really an issue that, as you noted, affects so many of us, our family, our friends, and our neighbors here on the First Coast.
All righty. I love it. And then we all can start training for the Heart Walk, which is in the fall. I'm ready
That's
for
right.
that. Thank you again for talking with us today.
Great. Thanks for having me.